What this means, according to our previous diagrams, is if you were to use this red item there and one here, the electron flow would be that way and the motor would turn this way. But if these switches were to be closed, in other words, these switches are conducting electricity, the electron flow would be that way and the motor would turn that way. Now, obviously, if there were to be a dead short, in other words, if we were to switch this switch and this switch and close these two switches simultaneously, in other words, those switches are conducting electrons from here to there, that would be a dead short. What's going to happen in that instance is your wiring will burn up, maybe cause a fire, or your battery could overheat or explode. So this red condition on all four switches is something that you have to be very careful to avoid. Now, the very clever design of the H-bridge we're going to be prototyping tonight is such that it can't close all four switches. It can only close those two or these two, and the opposite two are off. So the grey plastic bits represents off and the red plastic bit represents on. And in this book there's some wonderful projects if you have the Lego NXT robot. In the book itself there were two little errors in the circuit diagram. Obviously the graphic designer who did this nice circuit doesn't understand electronics. So what they did wrong is this diode and this diode and that diode, they all faced up. That's incorrect, in fact. These should face up, those should face down. In a moment I'll explain why. So now we've looked at the diagram of the H-bridge. What I built is a little LED indicator on a small scrap piece of prototyping board. You'll see at the bottom here, this is your negative and that's your red being your positive. And what you'll notice is we've got the pairs of LEDs, and these LEDs never light at the same time, and these LEDs do not light at the same time, but the opposing pairs, as the same as in our dual H-bridge layout, light up alternated. What's indicating here is that the motor is stopping and starting and running forwards and backwards.